What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. Shabbat Shalom to the brothers and sisters in observance to the Most High today. Okay? So with that being said, I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm doing good myself, Well, I come across this story. It's been, circulating around the internet and everything about the Central Park 5, And I noticed that well, first of all, it was a sister named Nicole's View. She done some commentaries on this story right here about these brothers that was taken advantage of back in 1989, was lied on and misused and everything else, locked up, unjustly locked up, and everything, And she done a very, very good commentary. She does very good commentaries on situations, like, where our people has been, wronged, due to race and stuff like that. And what I like about her is that she can do the commentaries, pretty much without just, cussing. You know what I mean? That's real. That's good. Y'all check her out. She's very good. She's very good at that. But yeah, and also, I noticed, that I first heard that Netflix, was doing a some sort of documentary, basically a movie based off of the ordeal that these five brothers, went through and everything. So I decided that, when I saw this story, that I would go ahead and, put my 2 cents into the situation and bring it to y'all as well, But here it says Central Park 5 accused Trump of stoking public rage. Trump's a problem, and he's a problem. Okay, let's get into the story. Los Angeles AFP was good, whatever that means. 5 men wrongfully convicted for the 1989 rape of a New York jogger accused Donald Trump on Friday of putting a bounty on our heads as a Netflix documentary sheds renewed light on their ordeal. The Central Park 5 case saw a group of teens, 4 blacks and one Hispanic, aged 14 to 16, falsely accused of nearly killing a young white woman. Yeah, it's a bad situation, man. And, it's just one of those cases to where, many cases where our people were found, to be wrongfully accused. Okay. It dominated headlines 30 years ago, sharply exposing fraught race relations in the U.S. city. President Trump, a real estate mogul at the time, amplified public rage by paying for full-page newspaper ads calling for the death penalty. When Donald Trump took out that full-page ad in New York City newspaper calling for our execution, he placed a bounty on our heads, said one of the men, Yusuf Salam. The names, phone numbers, and address of the accused were also published by newspapers at the time, he said. Yeah, that would be, because what he was hoping for was some racist to come along and take the law in their own hands and murder these guys. That's what he was trying to get done. If you could imagine the horror of that, it was almost as if they were trying to get someone from the darkest enclave of society to come into our home, drag us from our beds, and hang us from the trees of Central Park. Yeah, that's something like a lynch mob mentality. See, despite dramatic holes in the case against them and no DNA match from the crime scene, all 5 were convicted. See that? They spent between 6 and 13 years in prison before a serial rapist confessed that he alone had attacked 28-year-old investment banker Trisha Meili. But all 5 had already served their jail terms. It wasn't their jail terms. Hell, It was forced on them. Think about it. And whatever happened to this guy who confessed? And two, where was this? See, this woman, man, whoever this woman that was attacked, why couldn't she tell that it was one person? You see this? Makes you wonder. We were just babies. The system ran over us, said Salam, speaking Friday at an American Civil Liberties Union event in Los Angeles honoring the 5 men. Exonerated 5. The story of the case is the subject of a new Netflix drama, When They See Us. That's the name of it, When They See Us. Directed by Salam filmmaker Ava DuVernay. It depicts how the 5 teenagers were picked up during a police sweep of the area and interrogated at length, often without the presence of an attorney or a parent. And see, right there, that's breaking laws. Mali, who was ambushed during a night run and left for dead in the park, gradually recovered but had no memory of the attack, leaving police and prosecutors under the intense pressure to find the assailants. The case. Well, how they know if she didn't have any memory? Listen to this. If she didn't have any memory, of the attack, how they know that it was more than one person or 5 people? You see my point? This shit was all, they railroaded these young men. See, at the time they railroaded them. That's all it was. They knew themselves, evidently, that these guys wasn't guilty. The case was crucible for tension and fear at a time when race relations were strained. A crack cocaine epidemic ravaged poor communities. Violent crime was rampant, and the gulf between rich and poor gapped wide. Okay, now then tell me what's changed. It don't seem like nothing much has changed. The Netflix series has been praised by critics and has reignited debate over the case, particularly among those too young to remember the case. Actor Joshua Jackson, who portrays one of our boys' lawyers in the show, said their treatment by the police, media, and public was a scab that need to be picked at an age of Trump. This is funny that this is all coming back up too, and Trump's in office and he's, president. This is so, it's just strange, One can't call for the murder of children and ever be forgiven for that. It's a beyond the pale, egregious thing. Yeah, egregious thing for him to have done. He said, I don't think there's any of the details of this case that were particularly, unfortunately, shocking if you heard about them happening right now, Jackson added. In 2014, following a long legal battle, the so-called Central Park 5 received a $41 million compensation settlement for their time behind bars. We were boys when we were sent to prison, and we were men when we came out, said Salam. We had to struggle to break the label that the media gave us, he added. I'm one of the exonerated 5. Now, a lot of us would love to come into money, by ways of hitting the lottery or whatever, you know what I mean? None of us would want to go through what these young men, at the time endured and what was, forced upon them and everything. That's just terrible. All I can say at this point, America has a lot of things to pay for, and they're gonna pay. The so-called the ones at the head. You know what I mean? Is supposedly leading and supposed to have the earthly economical power. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pay because and that's just all it is. It's all it's fake. It's like it's fleeting. This doesn't do anything because if you can't basically, what power do you have? You, like I said, you can be rich and all that kind of stuff, and it's nice to have money, long as you don't acquire it the wrong way, which we know these people have done that. But I'm saying this: what kind of power that do you really have if you can't, stop yourself from getting sick? If you can't stop yourself from aging, if you can't stop yourself from dying, if you cannot do any of these things, not even for a loved one that you love and hold so dearly within your life, you're helpless. You know what I mean? Do you know why that is? The reason why that is simply because you are not the Most High. Only He can do those things. You see what I'm saying? And His word will stand just like it did at the foundations of this earth, and it will stand at the end of the foundations of this earth and all the way into the new kingdom and so forth and so on. That's just the way it goes. For you, all of you men and women that will claim you got so much power, you don't have no power. Remember what I said. That's just the way it is. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this is James, and I'm out. Peace.